I welcome Dr. Maran sir, Director, Sairam Institute of Management Studies and Sairam Engineering College, the speaker of this session, Beyond Classroom Teaching. I welcome you, sir. Now I would like to call upon our head of the department, Dr. P. Priyadashni, to introduce Dr. Maran sir. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Kavita. Good evening, sir. So it takes immense privilege and my pleasure in introducing Dr. Maran sir. So he is always known as Maran sir for all of us, not only to me, to many of the faculty member. Sir profile is very vast, but I have taken a gist of it. So, sir is working as a director of Sairam Institute of Management Studies, Chennai, and he has a different phases. He is a career counselor, and he's also a media spokesman, and and he hosts several programs in TV, and nowadays he even appears on many talk shows. And he has hosted more than 700 programs for youth development, and he has been in delivering for career guidance in Tandi TV, News 7, Sun News, Kalina TV, News 18, Satyam TV, and many other channels. And he has hosted more than 200 programs in different medias. And he has also hosted programs for career guidance in Radio Mirchi and Big FM also. And sir has been a speaker for various forums in for international conference and also for career guidance, and he has visited almost all the Southeast and South Asian countries, because if I started naming Singapore, Malaysia, it will be like I'm calling upon the maps. So I generally wanted to say that he has visited the most of the Southeast and South Asian countries across the globe, and he has been a regular mentor for many universities like Jammu and Kashmir University and Mysore University in Karnataka, and also been a like a part of a resource person and also mentor for Eastern University in Sri Lanka. And during this COVID, sir was a pioneer in organizing the Zoom meeting for faculty, and he has organized more than 50 programs, more than hundreds we can say, for faculty, and more n number of programs for students on entrepreneurship and on MBA streams. And notably, he has been a resource person for various forums, and he has been a resource person for more than 40 programs which has been conducted in virtual mode. And I would also like to mention, like sir has received more than 15 eminent awards. And one of the best noted award is he has received Best Director of AIMS, and he has not left the research side unturned. So he has produced more than 42 research scholars, and I always say that I'm very proud to say I was his first research scholar. So I take that privilege always. Thank you, sir. And he has been an examiner for PhD thesis for more than 50 examiners, 50 theses he has been an examiner, and he has published more than 214 research articles in different journals and different reputed journals, and it's not like so. And he has been a reviewer for leading 15 journals, and a lot more things to say, but as the time is very short, and sir always never shares his profile. These are all the things which I know about him in Google and what I have heard about him. That's what I'm sharing. So if I have left anything, sir, please don't mistake me. And he has always been a very down-to-earth person in addressing the students and for faculty members. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and being with us for this STTP. Thank you, sir. And over to you, sir. Thank you, sir. So you're on, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much for your nice introductions. I'm always grateful of my students and my dear scholars, yes, those sir, who are rendering n number of performances for the student community, which is really very, very grateful, and also really appreciating of this kind of people initiating something for the faculty as well as student community. So with this today, we can start. I think due to some shortage, so I could not able to come out my tab. I think I am connecting only through my mobile. But anyhow, if I promised I can fulfill. This is my principle. Even the last time also, I think, whenever the Priya organized any issues, any programs, I think I used to talk, I used to teach, whatever, addressed only in my car. I think last seminar also the same, like that, I think, the same place, Nungambakam. Now today also I'm the same Nungambakam, but a different car. Okay, anyhow, today we can start our sessions. I'm really appreciating, I think, in the department, the engineering college, doing a number of programs, initiatives, activities. So in this aspect today, I'm really congratulating the department, the head and the faculty members, initiating such a wonderful task to change of my faculty mind to preparing students for the communities, So with this, today we can start. I think today the topic is beyond the classroom, right? The students' performances by the teachers. I think as a teacher, almost all of you are aware of that. So what is the beyond the classroom, sir? Classroom students' performances. So as a teacher, when you are teaching to the student communities, interacting with the students communities, what are the syllabuses which are prescribed by the university? Most of the faculty members are reproducing. They are delivering. I think I never finding fault with my faculty members. What you did, I think, whatever the instructions by the UGC or the AICT or the higher college authorities or your higher authorities, you are doing. But in what way you have to connect to your students? The connection of the student, the relationship with students is something different. When you are beyond your classrooms, when you are teaching beyond the syllabus, the student is always with you. The student is always with you. Not only with you, at the same time, what is the responsibility of the teachers? As a teacher, this is my responsibility. I can prepare a very excellent student for the community. No need to bothering of I am preparing students for the placement industries or something. If you are really preparing your students, the qualities, those who are fit for the societies, then you can able to do n number of activities like your department or the head or other faculty members. So the societal aspects, social aspects are very, very important. So as a teacher, you are the one of the most powerful stakeholder in the society. You are the most powerful stakeholders in the communities. So you have n number of responsibilities. How to teach my students, how to grow my students, how to shaping up my students, how to equipping up my students. I think the students aspects very, very important. Even in the classrooms, there are a different category of the students. Some of them very excellent, average, poor, very average. But as a teacher, when you are teaching to the student communities, you try to equalize up A to Z. So that kind of approach is one of the best approach of all the teachers to enhancing of our students' quality and preparing students for the communities. So with this, today we can start our sessions. So beyond the classrooms, students' performance by the teachers. As a teachers, that is the responsibilities. That is our responsibilities. Okay, now we can move to next slides. Okay. Now we can start Albert instance. So Albert instance, what today now 2020, but the gentleman what 70 years back, education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Education is not the learning of the fact. The learning of the fact is not the learning of the fact, but it is really focused on training of the mind, training of the students, training of the people to think, who am I? What I am? What can I do? Where I can do? How can I rendering services? So you should try to think of your students, or you try to make them to think. Try to make them to think. That's what Albert Einstein. So 1955, he was insisted. I think nowadays people are talking about, people are training. So instead of the teaching, today is training. The training sessions only helpful for you. Even as a teacher, still I am teaching the same methodologies, same pedagogies, which is not work out for you. But you should be slowly changed to trainer. That means the training of the mind, training of the people, which only solution for the country and communities. So that's what the training of the mind to think. I think you have to think about self-concept, the self-motivations, how to adaptabilities. scanning of environment, understanding of you, understanding about others, understanding about the societies. So you have to think in different dimensions. So that kind of opportunities which are really very, very important of all my students, who can do all these things? As a teacher, I can do all these things. If teachers not good, students not well. If students are not there, the country and community will not be there. Who are the most responsibility persons to make them, to mold them, to shape them? As a faculty, I have all responsibility to shaping of my students, molding of my students, designing of my students. So your teaching should be a training of the mind to think. This is all but instance. So next to sir, please. So teaching with a sense of humor. Yeah, please, you can add. You can touch, yeah. Yeah, teaching with a sense of humor. So almost all of you aware of the teaching. What I think teaching is it sense of humor. Yeah, it's official. Of course, even if you are 1 hour in the classroom or 2 hours in the classrooms, the student should be more passionate. The student should be more interested. Then how to make more interest? How to make more interest? The sense of humor is more important. The laughter is a what do you call the natural, universal phenomenon. Right? Natural. Laughter is it's a natural. Why the natural? The laughter at the same time, because you have to laugh, then you have to think. Oh, entire classrooms only laughing, there is no meaning, there is no thinking, there is no subject, which is really very, very pathetic situations. The laughter is a natural, universal phenomenon. Then you try to teach with humor. The humor is very, very important. So I used to tell about in the classroom itself, I think the matter of 2.5 hours film industries. One film 2 hours or 2.5 hours in the sense what I think there are the mixing of various components, the various what you call the concept. Even the family story also there, love scene also there, fight also there, humor also there, songs also there. There are different components. Otherwise, the director will not be preparing a very excellent film. So like that in these classrooms, what happening here as a teacher, when you are teaching to the student communities, you should be more polite. You should be more humorous. Right? Whatever the teaching, whatever the subjects you are teaching, you should be more humorous. The happiness more important. The cordial relationship very, very important. The hence, the sense of humor. The presence of situations, the presence of mind. The intelligence are very, very important. How to make them more happiness, humor. That's very, very important. So the teaching is always with sense of humor. Teaching is always with sense of humor. As a teacher, please don't teach. You keep on talking. You keep on dictating. You keep on writing. Please, you can use some of humor in your classrooms, whatever the subjects you are teaching. You try to correlate, you try to analyze, you try to scanning the environment. According to the environment, you try to give some joke. Even the teaching itself, the subject itself. Unless otherwise, you never maintain that pleasant in the classrooms, the happiness in the classrooms. Happiness in the classrooms. So teaching with a sense of humor. Right. The next. Teaching with a sense of knowledge. So knowledge is one of the powerful part of our life. So knowledge only determine your destinations. Without knowledge, I never do anything. Even you also never do anything. So almost all human in the world. So we trust only of our knowledge, only with our knowledge. So how can exhibit of my knowledge? So you need to gathering of n number of informations. The teaching is always with a sense of knowledge. I think I am going to teaching only the prescribed syllabus. So beyond the syllabus, I can teach. Right here, when you are talking about C++, Java or Python, then what happened here? Instead of teaching of the Python, you should train the Python how to preparing very excellent program for the particular problems to find out the solutions. So that kind of teaching only supporting for the students. There you can speak, even if you are not ready to speak, your knowledge can able to speak. Our knowledge can able to reflect what is really need of my students. So the teaching is always with a sense of knowledge. Right? The knowledge is one of the powerful part. Knowledge is one of the most important factor to identify who am I, what I can do, what is my level of knowledge, what is my level of sharing, the delivering of the subject itself. Knowledge is more important. Even as a management professors, the commerce or the stock market or risk management, project management, whoever teaching, whatever the contemporary subjects you are teaching. So you try to understanding, you try to gathering n number of knowledge from the industries, n number of knowledge from the corporate, n number of knowledge from what you call the world forum, world business, and etc. etc. So knowledge only solution for the students' development. So as a teacher, you have to be exposed, you have to gain, you have to gathering n number of knowledge from n number of dimensions. Unless the teaching never sense of knowledge. The teachers should have more knowledge. Every teacher should gain more knowledge. Knowledge is one of the powerful part. Without knowledge, the students never recognize you. Whatever the subjects you are teaching, say, beyond the subjects, I need to correlate of my society. Even when you are teaching economy or the project management and economy, particularly here, project risk management. So what is the level of economy? What is today economy? What is the inflation? What is the retail inflation today? What is the retail 6.11 retail inflation? Right? Retail inflation. What is the foreign direct investments? Today you have to tell about the current foreign direct investment. What is the import performances, export performances, balance of payment, balance of trade. So everything you have to brief about what happening into the business, what happened to business, which shows your knowledge. Then students would be more admire of you, appreciating of you. So teaching with always a sense of knowledge. The next, my dear friend, next slide. So teaching with more passionate, sir. I think almost all of you are aware of the teacher in the sense what you are always more passionate. How many of you are passionate? I think today you could see in Finland or any other foreign countries, European countries. The European countries, the teachers, suppose if you want to be a teacher, if you want to become a teacher, their passionate is more important. But today, fortunately, unfortunately, 50% of the teachers in India, incidental teachers, accidental teacher. This is one of the most obstacle for the growth of the communities. This is one of the most obstacle for the shaping of my students. So the teachers, fortunately, unfortunately, I married, but I try to manage of my family. I try to control of my family. So like that, fortunately, unfortunately, might be a teacher. Then what you should make more passionate. Interest, dedications are very, very important. Without interest, without dedications, we can't do anything. We can't do anything. Today, just I would like to tell one small example. I think when I asking my faculty members to preparing course plan, lesson plan, I think their course plan, lesson plan, something different. The way of preparation of my course plan, lesson plan, something different. Why I'm saying what I'm saying? Because whatever I'm doing in the classrooms, even when I asking my students to preparing a mission and vision statement for the corporate, of your own corporate, or you can framing your own vision and missions for your life. What is my visions? What is my visions? What I want to be? So that should be reflected in our teaching methodology and model. That should be reflected. So there you can show you are passionate. Right? Even the assignment itself, what is the method of preparing assignment? The assignment, just like I given a single topic, all of students were writing. I don't know how many of them cutting and pasting, cut and paste. How many of them copying? We are not bothering. But at the same time, instead of that single title of assignment, so every students can assigning single topic. So this is what I'm saying, which is really more passionate. So when you are teaching to the student communities, without passionates, you can't do anything. So the passionate is very, very important. So teaching with more passionates, dedications, more responsibilities are very, very important. So every teachers, of course, I think how I am teacher, because if I teacher in the sense, what happened here, because my teachers are very, very important. Without my teachers, I never teaching to student communities. Suppose if I not a good teachers, my students not able to performing very well in the country, the communities. So the passionates are very, very important. So you try to develop your passionate in learning, listening, gathering of information, gathering of knowledge, dedication for the student communities, preparation of the student communities. So n number of dimensions I can show my passionate in my teaching. Not only in teaching, even my research or the consultancy or the project management or the training aspects. Right? There are n number of activities are there. N number of activities related to the teachers. So teaching with more passionate. Even you can preparing edited books also more important, or you can become an author of the textbook, author of a textbook. There are n number of angles you can. I can able to do all these things. I can able to all these things. So teaching with a more passionate. So next, sir, please. Teaching with more dedications. So the dedications I have already told you. Right? The dedication in the sense what I'm here, you can show your sincerity. The sincerity is more important. Sir. What is my responsibilities? What is my responsibility as a teacher? I think today, what is the basic problem of the teachers? Right? What is the basic problem? Please don't mistake me. I'm also a teacher. Most of the teachers, what they are doing, because all of them waiting when I think your college time is over 4 o'clock, in the sense all of them waiting right from the 3 o'clock, 3:30. Is this showing off your dedications or the responsibilities? Not like that. Please, no need to bothering of that. Students may able to come out from the classrooms, but as a teachers, you never come out from your cabin. So you try to work. You try to work up to 4 o'clock, 4:10, 4:20, 4:30, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. That's what the teachers are highly responsibilities. That's what the teachers are highly responsibilities. You could see IITs or IIMs or the very premier B schools, how the teachers are working, how faculties are working. Sir, I think my environment is not good. The management is not good. My working environment climate is not good. My colleagues are not good. Please don't finding fault with others. Don't finding fault with the environment. So what I want to be, please you try to stick on. Which shows your dedications. The teaching is always with more, but it's more dedications. The dedication and responsibilities are very, very important. Dedications and responsibilities are more important. At the same time, the dedication in the sense you have to show your attitude. What is my attitude? That's what I'm saying. Still, I am scolding of my faculty members. 3:30 in the sense almost all faculties are coming out from the cabins and searching attendance. They wanted to put a signatures because their signatures only witness of their attendance. Right? Whether you are coming for the attendance or attention of my students, attention of my teaching. That's more important. Teaching with more dedications. I think this is very, very grateful services, service-oriented job. Noble professions. Please try to understand, so what is my dedication levels? Even most of the faculties, what they are doing, I think within 4 hours, 5 hours, I need to prepare my syllabus, course plan, how to outline our things. Then teaching also more important, evaluation also more important, whatever the assignment, whatever the task, everything within the 4 hours, 5 hours, which is not possible. My dear students, my dear friends, please try to understand. I think teaching with more dedications beyond your class hours, beyond your college hours, I can contribute something for the student communities. You can preparing very excellent business model. You can preparing very excellent teaching model. You can preparing very excellent monograph or the edited books or the articles or something, which shows our dedications. So teaching with always more dedications. Teaching with more dedications. That also one of the passionates. Next, gentlemen, please. So here, what I'm saying, the 360-degree classrooms teachings, I think the beyond the classrooms. In your beyond the classrooms, what I'm saying, I can prepare 180 degrees and another one is 180 degrees. 180 degrees and another one 180 degrees. So what I'm saying, the basic aspect, the basic need of every teacher, I think the first basic parameter is a relationship. What do you mean by relationship? The relationship in the sense, what happened here, just like when I in the classrooms, just I want to make a good relationship. Or my job is only rendering services, delivering lectures. So beyond the delivering lecture, beyond your teachings, how to make a good relationship with your students, with your ward. The relationship is very, very important. So because of the relationship, what happened here? Now you are close associate with your students. You could see even in our life, I think you are seeing what you already crossed thousands of students. Right here. So what is your relationship? So you try to maintain a good relationship with your students. Then only the students would be able to connect with you. Suppose if you are not ready to connect with the students not ready to relationship with you. Right? How to make a good relationship with others? That means beyond the classrooms, even as a student, I never see him, seeing or looking as a student. He is one of my, great mentoring systems, great students, like child. Whatever is academic expectations, apart from this academic need, academic expectations, I need to do something for him. So that kind of relationships are very, very important. Very, very important. The next, sir, please. Then the collaborations and communications. Collaborations in the sense, what I mean, even in the classroom itself, matter of 1 hour, how many of you collaborating with your students? The collaboration in the sense, what I mean, some of the students never like the faculty. Most of the faculties never like the students. So how you can do that collaborative works? The collaborations are very, very important. Collaborative works are very, very important. Without collaborations, you never enrich something to the students' communities. Collaborations in terms of the project, in terms of the case development, in terms of group discussions, in terms of any other research working papers, research contributions. Right. So everything, collaborations are very, very important. Even the science-oriented collaborations are very, very important. Without collaborative methods, we can't do anything. I think in coin, there are two sides. Suppose if one side is not there, the coin is invalid. Even the faculty is not a good collaboration with the students not a collaborative with the faculties, then the teaching, pedagogy, education, value, everything lost. But who are the RBI? Who are the preparing the coin? As a teacher, you are the RBI. You are only preparing coins. Then you try to stick on. You try to you try to motivate our faculty students. You try to collaborate with our students. You try to collaborations with the students. Even students not ready to collaborate with you, based on your approach, based on your kind approach, based on your relationship, based on your good communications, based on your generous and other things, they will able to collaborate. They will able to support for you collaborations with you. Then the communication also another one aspect. See, every teachers, the communications, because if teachers, even as a business teachers, the business teacher, the business teachers are very, very powerful part. Great communicators, how to communicate my students, how to attract my students, how to retain my students, The way of communications are very, very important. The way of communications, which is highly attract of my students, influence of my students. And also they think about you. They possible to think about you. They can able to think about you. Who are you? What is your teaching? What is your delivering? What is the mode of delivering? Everything, the communications also very, very powerful part. The next, sir, please. Then the body language. As a teacher, when you are in the classroom, so how to teach my students? The body language itself impressing of your performances. How to impressing of my students, how to impressing of others. The body language itself very, very important. If, as a faculty, if you are not properly using such body language, students will never follow. You are the role model for the students. Then, but how to behave with others, how to interact with others, what type of attitude you are showing. So the body language itself is very, very powerful part. Even the students, you are finding so many fault with my students. How my students are sitting in the classrooms. How is the listening power, the listening style, listening strategies. What is his eye contact? What is his body gesture? Right? There are n number of ways we are finding fault. Right? What I'm saying, for all these things, because I think he is not properly listening, sir. He never cooperating for my classes. I think who are the most responsibilities? If my students are failure to listening, so there is something mistakes in my teaching. If he is not properly sitting in the classrooms, the body language is not good. Then you try to find out your body language, what is the level of your body language, in what way you are using that body language. So like that, you try to correct them. The body language as well as the body gestures. That also the beyond the classrooms. Sir, I think I never bothering of my students. I can teach only for the students, matter of 1 hour. I never bothering about my students. I never bothering of my students' quality. I never bothering of my students' knowledge. I can do my own way. I can follow my own systems. Then, which is not a great teaching method. So you are the role model. You are the equivalent God. Sometimes you are more than that God. You are the mentor. You are a philosopher. You are the role model. So you you can guide them, you can motivate them, you can guide them. So their body language. What is their body language? What is their body gestures? What is their body gestures? Next, man. Next, the B. Okay, then how to teach of my students problem-solving skills. Today, everyone talking about innovations, creativity, innovations, design thinking, problem-solving, right? So this is one of the most powerful factor or the key factors to sort out our economy. Right? The problem-solving skills are very, very important. Every student should get problem-solving skills, out-of-box thinking. The problem-solving skills in the sense, what we not only the scientific, even as a bank manager, or what do you call here, any trade, what do you call, any businessman. Everyone having that skills and problem-solving skills, how to come out from the problems. Even my family issues, my personal issues, my official issues, or educational aspects, or the social aspect. So you try to enhancing our students' skills, how to sort out the issues. How to sort out the issues. I think in the management aspect, maybe a case analysis, case studies. Even you may encourage them to participate in group discussions. Or as a scientist, you may assigning some of assignment. Or you asking them to preparing what you call any model projects. But the problem-solving skills are very, very important, sir. Problem-solving skills are very, very important. Without problem-solving skills, we never do anything. But today, what we are doing, the problem-solving skills, India is based for the great mathematicians, Ramanujan. But what we are doing today, even 2 days back, I think one newspaper, I think I read one articles about the abacus method. So the abacus method, which is basically brought up where from Japan, abacus. But here, Indians mathematicians something different. Indian mathematics something different. But we totally forgotten all these things. But what we are doing is we are putting our word abacus classes. Abacus classes. And also we are able to participate in so many countries, competitions. But not only the mathematics, even other skills also very important. The problem solving skills very, very important. Then you can teach the leadership skills very, very important. What is my leadership skills? Without leadership skills, we can't do anything. So every individual, how to lead your life, how to succeed your life, how to sustaining life. So that kind of leaderships are very, very important. Today, if I successfully functioning of today, it's very great leader. Even many family men or women, they are very, very difficult task to lead their family. Survivals. So leadership in the sense, not only what you call as individuals could control the entire groups. The leadership in the sense, how to sustaining of myself, how to safeguard of myself, how to making more happiness, how to make more happiness in my life. That's very, very important. That's very, very important, sir. Right? This is very, very that's the leadership skills are very, very important. Then you try to say, how can I motivate of my students? I think you are a brand ambassador or you are a brand promoter. You are a brand promoters. As a teachers, you are a brand promoters. Right? So you can teach what is the leadership, what is the leadership skills, what are the qualities of the leaders. But you train them as a leader. You train them. Everyone should be a leader. How to find out your solutions. The group discussions, decision making skills are very important. Decision making skills more important. The courage is very, very important. The motivations are more important. The physical fitness is more important. How to find out your solutions. Every moment, the leader's role is very, very important. That's what I'm saying. Even in the classrooms, how many of them successful leader? I think only 10% of them successful leader. The remaining 20% of them are 30, not possible. So you should teach our students what everyone should be a great leader. Then how to lead your life, how to succeed your life, how to face the problem, how to come out from the problems, how to tackling the situations, how to scanning the environment, how to adapting yourself. The adaptability itself very, very important. Adaptability is what is the basic reasons behind it? Why the individual is failure? The individual failure because he never bothering of others. He never bothering the environment. So adaptability capacities, the capabilities are very, very low. They are unable to find out their own capabilities, unique capabilities, and also unable to find out their competency levels, unable to utilize their competencies. There are n number of issues in individual. Every faculties should know. All my dear friends, I think you are teaching for the student communities more than 2 decades, 2.5 decades, 1 decades. You are all a great giant. I know about you. You are a great influence personalities, the great resource person for the student communities than me. I hope, I believe. But we should follow all these things. How to create a great leader for the country, So I think today, for students today, all of my students today in the campus, but what in future, whatever in the future, they are the technocrats, economists, lawyers, accountant, banker, right, or scientist. I think you try to make more amount of people wanted to be a great leader for the countries. The next place. Then the teamwork, impression formations. The teamwork in the sense almost all of you are aware of it. Even in our family itself, even two more persons is a team. Without teamwork, we never attain our goal. Without teamwork, we attain our goals. So you should teach my students what is the group coordinations, the group understandings. The group understandings are very, very important. Not only intrapersonal group relationships, very, very important. How to attain your target, how to reach your target, how to attain your goal, So what is the necessity of the teamwork? What is the impact of the teamwork? In what way you can reach your goal? Everything only through the goal. Everything only through the teamwork. The team members are very, very important. Then when you are collaborating with the team, you try to understanding about you. At the same time, you try to understanding of your opposite guys, others. What is his strength? What is his weakness? What is his capabilities and unique ideas, knowledge, everything you can able to find out. Everything you can able to find out. The teamwork is more important. Then the another one important factor, impression formations. Impression formations. So the impression formation is one of the most powerful part of every teacher. How to impressing of my students in terms of delivering lecture, the mode of lecture, the mode of methods, or my content, or my communications, or sharing of knowledge, sharing of current affairs. So the impression formations in the sense, what happening here, how to impress the different method impression formations. Some of them smiling, always happiness. Smiling, always happiness. Some of them need dress, which is not workout. But what is your knowledge? What is your skills? What is your communication? What is your content? In what way you can change of my student's mind? Right? Enrich something of my student's mind, which shows, that means impression formations, which is really very, very important of all my teachers. Impression formations. So every individual would have all these impression formations capacities. But what is the level? What is the level of impression formations? Impression of you, impression of others. That's very, very important. Impressions formations are very, very important. Impression formations are very, very important. So next to the impression formation, my dear student, please. Yes, creativity and the role models. What is the creativity in the sense, not only for what I'm thinking, because in our recent educations, creativity is only for engineers. Creativity is only for technocrats. Don't like that. Creativity, wherever you go, that creativity is always there. Even in the teaching itself, you can introduce some new creativity. The evaluation of assignment, evaluation of your assessment, evaluation of your assignment, The creativities are very, very important. Not only, even for when you are preparing food itself, you can create something. The taste itself, the color itself, right? The creativity is always there. But you can teach whatever the subjects you are teaching. According that subject, the natures, you try to use some of creativities. That's what I'm saying. Even whatever the subjects you are teaching in marketing itself. So marketing in the sense, what happening here, you can assign some of important tasks. What is today during this COVID period? So you try to ask your students during this Deepavali season, what is the level of their purchasing capacities, the consumer behavior, purchasing capacities, the buyer's behavior. Or you can correlate your basic economical aspect. Creativity is whatever the subjects, marketing, I am teaching only the 4 P's: product, price, place, promotions, which is over. Not like that. So how to use the pricing aspect, product aspect, placing aspect, promotional aspect. There are n number of creativities in our subjects. You try to create something. So creativity is always there. Whatever the subjects you are teaching, you can use such creativity in our teaching methodologies, teaching pedagogy, something. Right. So then the role model. You are one of the best role model for the students. Right. You are the role model. You always role model for the students. If you are a more sincerity, the dedicated responsibility teaches, you are one of the role models. Ethical personalities, moral values more important. As a teacher, you always using that moral values, ethicals and social responsibilities are very, very important. Then you should be a great role model for my students. The sincerity is more important. Empathy is more important. Without that, we can't do anything. So how? Because I don't need to tell about all these things. I am very, very sincere. I am very, very perfect. I am very, very strict teachers. Please don't use that kind of word here. So when you do automatically, the students are always watching you in different perspectives. Even when you are wearing the dress itself, the way of speaking, the way of interacting, the way of sharing of knowledge, the way of showing such dedications for evaluation process itself. So you are the great role model. You are a more inspired person of my students. You are the role model for the students. You are a more inspired personality. So you try to do something. That's what I'm saying. As a teacher, you have n number of responsibility for future country, the future world. So you try to do something. For the students' communities. But every teacher has more responsibilities. That's what the role model is very important. The next. Then ethics and governance, I told you, because ethics and governance, attitude is very, very important. Ethics and governance. What is my ethics? As a teacher, what is my ethics? That's what I'm saying. Even today, I'm head of the institutions or the director of the institutions. I need to follow some of ethics and governance in my day-to-day affairs. I'm asking my faculties to preparing your course content, course outlines, subject outlines, lesson plan and something. I'm also handling the same subject. Right. Then if I fail to produce the document, if I refuse to produce the document, preparing documents, in what way I can asking my faculty members? This is my ethics. This is my governance. Regulations are very, very important. Even if I assigning task, suppose if I refuse to go to classes, if I not interested to go to classes, if I not handling classes, how can I ask my faculty members? But if I not fulfill my syllabus, how can I ask my faculty members? So ethics in the sense, what am I going to write 9 to 8, 9 to 6, 9 to 7, even after college hours, even after class hours, I have to do something. I can do something for my student communities. Then I have to connect with my faculty members. I have to connect with my students. What their need, what is their expectations, in what way I can fulfill all of this round the clock. Which shows your ethics as well as the governance. Even the administration itself, governance are very, very important. The transparent regulations are very, very important. What is my policy? Even my personal policy is very, very important. The policy in the sense, not only organizational policy, organizational rules and regulations, procedures. My procedures, my principles, my ethics, my rules, my regulations are very, very important. If you are not able to preparing, if you are not able to following, you never attain your goal. As a teacher, what is my goal? My goal only enrichment, something for the student communities. Something for the student communities. Then my attitude. As a teacher, you try to teach what is attitude. Today, the attitude is one of the most powerful part of every individual. I used to tell about attitude is our asset. Network is our net worth. Attitude is our asset. Fixed assets. Right? Even you had money. Today, gold, platinums, buildings, flats, something. Right? Tomorrow mornings, we don't know whether you have or not. But the attitude, whatever you get till end of our life, the attitude is always with us. So attitude is one of the most powerful part to identify who am I, what I am. What is my skill? What is my caliber? What is my abilities? What is my humanities? So the attitudes were very, very important. You try to teach of my student communities. You try to teach of my student communities. What is my attitude? What is my attitudes are very, very important. And is my attitudes today the attitudes very, very powerful parts. I think today what we are doing now, because the diluting quality of education, so students' morality something different, students' responsibility something different, where they are going, in what way I am monitoring. Most of the faculty members crying. They are not in the positions to monitoring of my students. No need to worry, gentlemen. When you are following ethics, responsibilities, governance, dedication, role model, all these things, teach some of attitude, or follow some of attitude, then students always follow you. Sometimes they fell down on your feet. So this is what you call the attitude and the responsibilities are very, very important. Next, sir, please. Then the best values. The values are very, very important, sir. The values are very, very important. So you have to teach the values. What is the values? Today, how many of them, I think, now, earlier in our Gurukulam method, the values, ethics, responsibilities, role models, everything is there. Right? Everything is there. But today, what I'm going to get today, the IICT, All India Council of Technical Education, the Ministry of Higher Education, the UGC, University Grant Commission, now they are forcing all the institutions. Why didn't you introduce that value educations? Value educations, social values, personal values. I think now the government again recognized that, where in this case of 40 years back, 50 years back, when you are studied, I think your forefathers studied in Tirunelveli or Gurukulam method, all under the trees, teaching systems. So we taught more values for the people. We taught more value for the people. But today, the values are totally forgotten. So that's why, again, we need to take, that is old wine content in the new bottle. Today, the concept, old wine. So what we are, even the education system, national education policy, new education policy, everything is a golden system, the golden system. Golden system is a golden system. So this is called here values. Next, sir, please. Next. Okay, now the another exposures, 180 exposures. I think I can go through, I think running short of times. Okay, the next one is as a teacher, when you are teaching to the student communities, 180 degrees, whatever you have to teach about the passions, really what you call the body language, or your creativity, or ethics, governance, and etc. etc. Now we are moving to industry and economic exposures. As a teachers, whatever the subjects you are teaching, you try to understanding what happening in industries, what happened to industries, what happened to economy, what happening to economy. That's very, very important. Industry and economic exposures. Then you try to find out a research aspect, even when you are teaching for kindergarten students or the 4th standard student or 5th standard students, you try to teach something about research, the scientific based research, impact of the research, value of the research. Value of the research is very, very important. Even as a commerce professors or the business professors, the economic professors, you try to emphasize of the social science. We try to emphasize about social science research. Priya, time adichingla?
No problem, sir.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Another 5 to 6 slides. Okay, please. Next. Yeah. Then another one is community well-being, sir. The environmental exposures. So the community well-being, what happening here? Because you people always talking about communities. In what way I'm molding of my students to rendering more services of my communities to my communities. But the community well-being is very, very important. Then you have to teach environmental exposures are very, very important. As a computer science teachers, the electronic science teachers, the mechanical teachers, the chemical teachers, the pharmaceutical teachers, you try to understanding what you call the environmental aspect, the pollutions, environmental pollutions, the pollutions. It may be the air pollutions, or the noise pollutions, or the water pollutions, the contaminated waters. Even as a commerce professors, the teachers, you try to understanding the impact of the environmental exposures. Environments are very, very important. Not only the pollutions aspect, you try to find out where I am doing, what I am doing. When students are sitting in the theater and watching movie, something different. When the same students sitting in the classroom, listening and learning something different. So you try to differentiate the environmental aspects. Where I am working, what I am doing, where I am learning, what I am doing. So this is one of the most powerful part of every individual. As a teacher, you try to teach what is environment, how to scanning the environment, how to adapt to the environment, how to approach the environment, how to accept the environment, how to accept the environment. This is very, very important of my teachers. You try to teach to my students, which is beyond your classrooms, beyond your classrooms. Next, sir, please. Next, then the project exposures and experiment-based teachings. So the project exposure, in the sense, almost all teachers, what happened here, I think even today, very ashamed to say about, I think some of the engineering professors, how to do that project exposures. Even the 7th standard student, 8th standard students doing project, innovative projects, creativities are there. They are preparing very excellent project for the societies. But I think the small projects which are highly useful for the student communities, in future, that projects will be converted into the product. The product is always using for the community. Project exposures. Then the experiment-based teaching is very, very important, sir. I think experimental-based in the sense what as a commerce teacher, how can I do, sir? Even what I'm using when I used to teaching accounting subject, I can use. I never used textbook problems. I can dictating of my own problems. So every sessions, every subjects, every course taught, I can use. I ask my students to downloading the corporate audited annual statements and ask them doing comparative balance sheets, the common size statement, right, or some other fund flow statement or something, right? Or you ask them to do the various ratios also there, the banking sectors, the various companies. Then the experiment-based learnings are very, very important. Experiment-based teaching very important. In our national education policy, new education policies, the government of India, the Ministry of Higher Education, now they are focused experienced learning systems. Experience-based learning systems, the teaching systems very, very important. The laboratory experiments are very, very important. Design thinking very, very important. The problem solving are very, very important. Out-of-box things is very, very important. Case discussions are more important. So these are all the various systems, experiment-based teachings are more important. The next, sir, please. Then the field trip. Then nowadays, most of the colleges, schools, what they are doing, even the government of India, last year they have introduced the students exchange programs, one region to another regions. The field trip, in the sense, what happened here today, nowadays, but only the education tour is there. But the field trip, industrial visits, or any other trade shows, or industrial visits, or internships. So this kind of things are very, very important, sir. This kind of things are very, very important. Field trips are very, very important, sir. The next field trips. Next, sir, please. Next. Then the international exposures, self-concept exposures. So today, this is a mandatory. Every students, when you are using mobile phone, you can able to find out what happening to foreign countries, what happened to foreign education system. The international exposure is one of the best method to understanding about the reality in the world for the students. So that you have to arrange one students exchange program, the faculty exchange programs, and encourage them to participate in any other international conferences, any other workshops, or some other industrial visits, or participate some of the training programs by the international experts, which really were very, very impactful, even for small institutions organizing this kind of international exposures. I think what we are doing, what Singaporean educations we are doing, India is a very great country, very excellent country, where in this case of a quality ranking system, the world QS times ranking in Indian institutions, which is not a top 100, top 150. We are in 171, 181. Where in this case of Singapore, the top 100, there are 2 institutions. In China, there are 3 institutions, top 100. Hong Kong, top 100. Malaysia, top 150. So what are the basic reasons behind it? I think we are not in a position to get more international exposures. So international exposures are very, very important of my students. Then the self-concept exposures. I think you try to train my students. Who am I? What is his skills? He would realize about himself. What is his knowledge? Why he is sitting in the classroom? So whatever the subjects, the role play is very, very important. The role play in the sense when students are sitting in the marketing class, then his role will be a marketing manager, the brand managers, advertising managers. promotional managers, retail managers. Right here. When the same guy is working in finance, sitting in the finance, his role will be a finance managers, risk managers, project managers, treasury, or controller. So like that. So the self-concepts are very, very important. So you try to think about who am I, what I'm doing, what is my skills, what is my attitude, what is my ability, what is my behavior, This is very, 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 very important, sir. It's very, very important. Next. So now we are, I think, 180 plus 180, 360 degrees as a real teachers. The teacher in the sense, thoughtful, E for energetic, A for amazing, C for caring, H for helpful, E for encouraging, and last R for responsibilities. This is the definition of the expansion of the teachers. So as a teacher, you have to segregate into two parts, 180, 60, and another one is 180 degrees. When you are combined together, you can use 360-degree models in your classrooms, 360-degree classroom teaching methodology, which is called beyond your classrooms. So I think this is the last slide as a conclusions. Please, my dear students, last slide conclusions. I think I have started Albert Einstein said. Now I am closing this session. The mind is not a vessel. This needs fillings, but wood that needs igniting, sir. Mind is not a vessels that needs fillings. Mind is not a vessel, sir. But wood that needs igniting, sir. Wood that needs igniting. So you try to igniting of young minds. You try to motivating of young minds. You try to make them to realize what I am doing, what I want to be, where I am, where I want to be, where I want to go. So this is one of the most powerful teaching methodology to teach to my students, to change of my students for future India, the future country, future world. So with this, my grateful thank the heading of management department, Dr. Priyadarshini, and my dear colleagues, Dr. Usha, my student, and one more Kavita is it's still, she already left the institutions. So what she has such a bond, maybe institutional or the faculty members or the HODs. So such a great people today. You have a wonderful team. I think without the teams, we never do anything. And also the great student. The students also very excellent student. Students also rendering very excellent services. Very excellent services for the department. So that kind of departments, that kind of leadership, the leadership is one of the most powerful part to lead anything in the world. Even for the kitchen cabinet itself, how to lead your kitchen. I think all of you highly satisfied because of the delicious food which is prepared by your wife or your mom. So only because of the leader. Without leader, we can't do anything. So with this, my grateful thank all my dear friends who have given a wonderful opportunity sharing of my small experience with a rich mind. Thank you very much. Madam, any questions?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the very wonderful session. And you have enlightened the participants, sir. So you have given on a lot of perspective, including humor. So how even humor is important, how knowledge is important, how creativity is important. And you have listed out with real-time examples, so which will be suitable for all teachers. Something which we have to look beyond our books. That's what you have mentioned, sir. So thank you for your enlightening session. Thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, over to you all. Any questions you can post to Dr. Maran, sir. Any questions?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. This is Dr. Sharmila here from Jain University, Bangalore. I would like to ask you one thing: how to introduce the blended learning system for the subjects how we correlate it, sir, for the students?
Pardon?
Blended learning.
Yes.
Yeah. How can we inculcate it?
Inculcated students,
Yeah.
Calculating
Yes,
or
sir.
inculcate?
in calculating? How can we incorporate our blended learning technique?
Yeah, which is purely based on your impression formations, madam. Impression formations. Even if you're teaching just like theoretical aspect, how to impressing of my students, the way of presentations, way of communications, way of sharing the content, way of sharing knowledge is very, very important. Unless otherwise, they're never listening our word. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes. So how about with the quantity papers like statistics or accounts and all?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The application oriented is very, very important. Application oriented statistics in the sense when you teach some of forecastings, I think time series analysis is one of the best example for you.
Yes.
Even the regression model also very important. The time series analysis, what happening here, you are whatever the problems which is given by any other Gupta and some other textbook you are using. Right here.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Gupta or something.
Yes,
But instead of that, I think one problems you can dictate and you can work out. The rest of the problems, in what way you have given, I think you can assign one topic. I think what is the forecasting of your, what do you call the sales forecastings or the demand forecastings or faculty, what do you call for FDI, foreign direct investment for the 21, 22, 23. Yeah. 2021, 22, 23. So like this, when you are assigning this kind of problem, the students should be more impressive of you. They also get more, motivate.
Yeah.
They used to get more motivations. I think you try to find out, I think, even the Reliance something.
Yeah, like I'm using, I referred a few websites like statistia.com and Investopedia. I'm using that. Like for few of the concepts, I'm not able to correlate it. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because whatever the data which are available. Whatever the data which are available. So based on the data, you can assign them. That's nothing is there. That is foreign direct investments also there. Portfolio management also there. Foreign institutional investment also there. Right. So like that, you can give even the sales data also there. Even the export import data is also there. There are n number of plenty of data, audited data which are there. I think you ask them to collect the data. Then after the data, you try to find out. You ask them to predict a model, the future models. What is the performance in future? 2020-25. I try to find out of my foreign currency balance. Today we are talking about Indian RBI, what they are doing. The RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, insisting about it. We have what enormous, the foreign currency, foreign exchange, enormous foreign currency. What is the basic reasons behind it? At least just you can go through what ask them. I think how much of import, how much of export. Here there is no import here, because only export here. Even export also, what kind of export we are exporting here? Because imports are very less. Then we can able to save more money. So everything, practical aspect, business aspect, industry aspect you can give. If you are assigning this kind of assignment, the students would be more appreciating you, impressing of you.
I understand, sir. Understand. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your enlightening session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And there is one more question, sir. During online classes, how is it possible to cover 180 basic needs? The question asked.
Yeah, which is an online model, which is a remote control, which is not possible. Though as a teacher, I try to emphasize of myself. I try to influence of myself. I can use my knowledge, the source of knowledge. I try to convince of my students at my level best. We cannot predict what will happen. Yeah, please. Yes. Yes.
Any other questions?
Sir, please can we have your email contact?
Yeah, you can get it through HOD, organizer.
Yes, sir. I'll share it in the group, sir.
Yes, ma. Thank you. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, sir.
Over, ma?
Yes, sir. So, participants, can you wind up the session?
Yes.
Kavita, shall we wind up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So, tomorrow, by 11 o'clock, we'll join again for the second day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable time. So, in the busy schedule, you have scheduled this session, sir. So, thank you for your time, sir, and for your enlightening session. Thank you, sir. And thank you, participants, for being with us. And we regret for the inconvenience caused in filling your feedback form. So, we will share it in the group also. So you can fill it up and you can send it back. Thank you all.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Ma'am,
Dr.
is there any link shared in the morning? Because like at the end, I did not receive any link. That's why.
Yes,
You
ma'am,
mean
we did, ma'am.
Morning session.
For the morning session. And this is for
Yeah.
the afternoon session.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Priya, I can leave, ma.